Jalen, obviously you guys haven't won on the road in the playoffs under Jamal Mosley. Just to get this win on the road, what does that mean for this group and for this team?
It means a ton. We were just talking about it in the locker room. Me and Franz were just talking about it walking back here. It's a completely different feeling. Winning on the home or winning at home, you have all the juice. Crowd is lit on your run, so it feels, I wouldn't say a bit easier, but you just have that auto momentum built in. Here, it's got to come from the 15 and the coaching staff. And I think today we did an amazing job from the get-go, coming off throwing the first punch, and then sustaining that energy. Not letting it drop off. In the moments when they went on runs, we're really intentional in our timeouts about coming out, deadening the momentum, and getting back on our flow. So I think it says a lot about everybody, about our growth and how far we've come. And this feels better than all the other ones, to be honest.
This question could be for either of you, really, but a lot of the immediate headlines from this game: Orlando shocks Detroit. They stunned the #1 seed. Shocking upset. Why is the way you guys came out, the way you won this game, not a surprise to either of you?
I mean, I think everybody knows we got a really talented team. Obviously we didn't have the regular season that we wanted, but that's how it goes sometimes. And I think we showed today that we belong here. And it's got to be consistent, though. One game doesn't win the series, so it's got to be our mindset going forward.
Jalen, kind of building on that, we know that this regular season wasn't what you wanted. Coach came up here, said, it's a new season, it's time to write a new story. But how do you kind of put the frustration that may have been on and off throughout the last 4 or 5 months to start anew tonight?
It's pretty easy, to be honest, because it's impossible not to get excited for these games, especially when you have high character guys around and competitors, all throughout the locker room. So, like I said, we truly said that. We had a conversation about letting everything go, learning from all that, but stepping into a new space in a new season, because the playoffs is that. And I think our practices have been elite. Our communication has been high level, and film. We're really breaking down the game and preparing ourselves for when we get out here. And I think that really helped us out today. We knew we were getting to defensively. We really dialed in on our rotations, where we wanted to be, where we wanted to funnel the ball. So, in terms of that, it's easy to let that go, because all that matters now is the game that you're playing and taking care of the series.
Franz, I know you might have heard in the back, you started 1 for 7 at the start of the game, but to score those 11 points in the fourth quarter and kind of help get this team over the finish line, what does that say about where you're at physically and what you or anyone can give to this team in these moments?
Yeah, I think Coach hit on it. You're gonna miss some shots, make mistakes out there. As long as the shots are good shots, that's something we can work on. Sometimes you can't control makes and misses, and I thought I had good energy all game, gave good effort all game, and if all 15 play consistently like that, I think we have a good chance every night.
You guys won the battle in the paint, aggressive on the boards. What were the keys to success in that department there?
I think we would have been even better there if we would have taken care of the ball a little bit better. They got a lot of easy ones in transition, and they got that crowd going a couple times. So I think that's something we got to focus on for next game. And I like to focus on the game plan. And obviously we're gonna see how game 2 plays out. They're gonna probably make some adjustments, and obviously watch the film as well. So we got to be ready for that.
Jalen, just how are you feeling? I saw you grabbing at your left knee a couple times, and just how key are these next 2 days off before Wednesday?
I feel good, and they're very important. Time for us to spend time together, stay connected as a unit, watch the game, take care of our bodies, and just get ready for another battle. But like I said, I'm protected, glory to God, so I'm feeling solid.
Both of you had some excellent passes of your own, but I wanted to ask you about the quality of some of Paolo's passes tonight. If you recall his alley-oop pass early in the third quarter to Wendell, how difficult a pass is that to execute from that part on the floor?
Yeah, super difficult. That's why that got us going, I think, as a group. And I think when Paolo plays like that, manipulates the game, I think that sets great players apart. So I think he let us all game tonight, and when he's playing like that, I think we're tough to beat.
Anything else, David?
Fellas, they shot more free throws There was a lot of fouls called on you guys. But can you live with that as long as you're setting the tone physically and mucking things up for them and making it very difficult for them to score in the paint?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think that, we have many just bad fouls that were lazy ones. You know what I'm saying? That because we were out of position that we had to foul. We didn't give up many and ones, which I also thought was really good. But that's just how the game flow goes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? There might be a game where we come out and shoot more free throws. You know what I'm saying? Just because, the quality of our fouls, go our way. And, we make it to the bonus a bit earlier than they do. So, I'm perfectly fine with how we played. I loved how physical we were. I think that we were smart when we needed to be, especially getting into foul trouble. Me, Dez, and recognizing when bonus was there, not getting the silly ones, out on the perimeter or out in the backcourt. So I think you absolutely can live with it as part of the game. It'll all balance itself out in the end.
Everyone good? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Love to see the smiles on the faces of the Orlando Magic. But Antonio, what should they expect going into game 2 now that Detroit knows what to expect?
Well, the thing that you don't want to do if you're the Orlando Magic, you don't want to be complacent with winning one on the road, right? It's very easy to do. You go into a playoff series, you get that first one. It's like, okay, we can kind of let our hair down and worry about getting back at home. If you're Orlando, you want to come out and be greedy. You and I were talking before we came on camera about any playoff series, all the pressure is on the home team. Because when you're the team that's coming into those games, all you want to do realistically is get one of the two. If you get one of the two, you've done your job. Now, if you're the Orlando Magic, you have to understand after winning game 1, your job isn't done, right? You have to come out and you have to be almost overly greedy, overly aggressive to try and steal both on the road, because that puts an incredible amount of pressure on the Detroit Pistons in game 3, then moving forward.
Well, they put themselves in a very interesting, intriguing position, have the young Orlando Magic, the first low seed, the first road team to win one in these playoffs. And when we come back, we'll take another look at what we just saw. We'll look ahead to what's going on in San Antonio. We will be right back here on NBA TV and the NBA app. This is The Association.